Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Hogue Gymnasium here at Worthington Christian Middle School. I'm David Reid.
And I'm Caleb Denorme. We will be your color commentary today for this big girls varsity basketball game. It's Buckeye Valley coming into the Hogue to visit your Worthington Christian Warriors.
Absolutely. And so, the Warriors are 5-0 right now. The Barons are 4-0, so this is going to be a big game. They're undefeated teams, and, both teams are hungry to take home that W. So it's going to be a great game, and to be honest, there's nothing like competitive basketball in this environment. They got the soundtrack going. They got the coaches are ready. The players are pumped. It's going to be a great game.
And the Barons are coming in on a hot streak. They just beat Wellington.
They did.
81-12.
Yes.
It wasn't even close, folks. So we're hoping it's a little bit closer this time, and we'll give you a good game to watch on Facebook Live today.
Absolutely. Well, and on top of that, they beat Bexley 43-42, a close game, to say the least. They also beat Grandview Heights, and on top of that, Columbus School for Girls. So the Barons will prove to be a very competitive team for these Warriors, and you'll see some of the Warrior players just took the court here. It's going to be a fun game. Let's look at some of our players that we need to keep an eye on for tonight.
For the Warriors, of course, who can ignore the Catherine Weekly? She controls the backcourt. She puts in points. She gives assists. She will be big today for the Warriors as the Barons have bigger players, so she can use her quickness to exploit that.
Absolutely. Last year she was Player of the Year under head coach Chris Joseph. And, last year they won the conference. They had an incredible season. And to be honest with you, they do not want to fall short of that standard they produced last year. And so they're going to do everything they can to make sure that they come out here and play some good, solid ball. And on top of that, they have some excellent seniors.
Yes, they do. Ashley Hall's coming in as senior. She's been here as long as I can remember. Eliana Steyer also, and Mayana Hardings also coming in for the Warriors. So watch out for them today as they make an impact.
Totally. The Barons, on the other hand, like I said, 4-0. They got some great competitive wins, and they got two seniors. They're a bit of a smaller team, but I think Grether and Taylor are going to contribute a lot to their offense here. And at this point, it's a bit earlier in the season, so it's a game of experience. You got 4 or 5 games under your belt. You're both undefeated, and it's a classic. Who's going to come out here and play harder, and who wants this the most? And that's what you're going to see. So we're almost down to a minute here as we get started. Do you got anything before we go into this, Caleb?
It'll just be a really competitive game, which is really what we want right now. This will set the tone for the rest of both of their seasons. Obviously, 2 undefeateds coming up together earlier in the season. So strap in. We're going to get some great basketball today.
Absolutely. And as you can see right now, they're taking some warm-up shots. They're going to head over to head coach Jason Dawson. And I talked with Coach Dawson before the game, and I wanted to know, what do you want me to take away from your team? And he said 3 things that we'll get to after the Pledge of Allegiance here very shortly.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Worthington Christian High School for this afternoon's contest between the Warriors and the Barons from Buckeye Valley. Today's match. We enjoy having you as our guests here at Worthington Christian. If there's anything we can do to extend that welcome, please let us know. At this time, we'll ask you to stand as we honor our country and remember our servicemen and women around the world with the playing of our national anthem. The officials for today's contest have been selected and assigned in accordance with the standards established by the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Let's give a warm round of applause for our officials, Rick Spray, Juan Haynes, and Patrick Hunter. First, the starting lineup for the Barons from Buckeye Valley High School. Number 5, Danny Bradley. Number 13, Paige Garrett. Number 15, Kayla Helms. Number 10, Chelsea Eddington. And number 32, Monica Pratt. The Barons are led by assistant coach Jennifer Holmes and Hannah Christian, and head coach Mike Daniels. And now, the starters for your Worthington Christian Lady Warriors. Number 3, Megan Weekly. Number 14, Libby Dalton. Number 22, Megan Mayotte. Number 23, Leslie King. And number 32, Kat Weekly. The Warriors are led by assistant coaches Brett Frankie, and head coach Jason Dawson. Good luck to both teams.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of year again. Warrior basketball. The Warriors are on the court. The Barons are ready to go. And, like I said, Coach Dawson wanted 3 things: toughness, grit, and he wanted his team to play polished. And I think that's going to be the biggest thing to look for as the Warriors start their 6th game of the season here and try to continue their success. Quick drive by Megan Weekly. She's going to put that up, but it's not going to go in. The Barons are going to take it. Number 13, Paige Garrett, a junior for the Barons. Is going to have the ball and gives it to number 22. So far, 2 unsuccessful drives by both teams. The Barons are going to go to the foul line here.
And the big thing for Worthington Christian today is them winning the battle in the paint. The Barons have some tall girls down there that can box them out and get offensive rebounds and put it back up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And ultimately, this is a game of consistency. These shots count so much because how often do you see teams lose by 5 points? In this case, if you look at the Barons season, they beat Bexley 43-42, Grandview 32-31. If you would have made your 3 throws, it probably wouldn't have been that way. So these shots come down to be so much to the teams here.
Yeah, and every basketball coach always preaches you got to make your free throws. It's the simplest part of the game. Well, they're right, it is, and it can be the difference.
Totally is. Mayana's going to inbound the ball here to Weekly. They're going to take their time as they try to set up a play here. Dalton's going to take a shot, and she drains that one. Puts the Warriors to 3-4. Trailing by 1. The Barons are going to come up. Number 15, a sophomore, Kayla Helms for the Barons. It's going to go out. Coach Mike Daniels providing some valuable feedback to his players out there.
He's got a voice, I will say that.
Absolutely.
Very loud.
As any good coach should.
Yes, yeah.
The Barons make a successful inbound, and 22 is going to go for a layup.
That's the part where WC needs to step up and help right there in the paint. That'll be the biggest battle today. Absolutely,
and let's just highlight this sister combo here, Megan and Kat Weekly here. 2 very important players for the Warriors. Kat's a junior, Megan is a freshman, and it's always useful when, players do not make teams, but they sure do help. And especially when you have 2 players that have lived with each other for a long time, that's a great benefit to the Warriors here.
Right, and I'm sure Megan learning from Kat helps her a lot because Kat is a phenomenal player.
Absolutely.
Megan can only hope to live up to what Kat's doing right now.
Totally. Well, and she was the player of the year. I mean, big steps to fill. Weekly's going to come up with the ball here over to Megan Mayotte, another talented freshman. Dawn is going to pass back to Weekly. Kat's going to sneak around to the corner, back to Mayotte. Weekly's going to go up for a shot, makes it. 5-6, not doing too bad here. The Barons have been coming out with some speed, though. A great pass there to number 32.
Yeah, they're getting it out quick from their inbounds and trying to beat the Warriors down the court.
Totally. Hardings forced that one out. Great went out on her, but great defense there.
Right. You have to stop that break before they get down the court and get an easy layup.
Absolutely. Grether with the ball right now. She's going to go over to number 13, Garrett. Garrett's going to try to drive. Weekly putting up a fight.
Wow.
Grether will get the ball in.
That is a
Megan
tough
will take
shot
it up.
right there.
Weekly with the ball. She's going to take a three-point shot. No good. The Barons will get the ball back over. There was a little fight there. A great pass up the court to the corner. They're going to try to drive in. And they end up on the floor, and it's a Warrior ball. Libby's going to take it. And Harding's just going to drive forward. Megan Mayotte with the easy layup.
3-on-2, too easy there. And you heard Mike Daniels, the coach for the Barons, yelling during that fast break. You got to go, you got to go, you got to go. They want to break out as quick as they can to try to beat the Warriors down the court. Absolutely.
Well, and it was a great breakaway. I forget who it was. I think it was Megan. Ended up on the floor. She's able to get the ball to Libby Dalton, a junior for the Warriors. And great pass to Hardings, drives it up. As you saw in that play, Kat Weekly was to the corner. So, and then Mayotte came up right around to Hardings' left. So you got it's a classic pincer movement, if you will. You got two people to pass the ball to. The Barons are not back there. They don't have folks back there to provide effective coverage, and so it's an easy layup, as you saw the Warriors exploited.
Right, and Coach Dawson will take that every time. That is easy for his team to get.
Absolutely, and it's just that speed. It's that urgency, playing with that sense of purpose to get the ball and move.
Right, they're playing active hands right now, slapping at the ball.
Absolutely.
As they come up with another steal.
Forward pass. Dawn's going to take a shot here. Drains it. The Warriors have taken their first lead of the game here, 10-8.
And their full court press is really, really proving to give the Barons troubles right now, because they just gave up another foul to Kat Weekly on what could have been an and one opportunity.
Warriors going to try to get the ball inbounded here and hopefully get some points on the table. Weekly's in the corner, going to drive forward. She loses it, ends up on the ground. Harding is going to recover. The Barons are able to get the ball, though.
Tried to find that inside pass, just a little bit too far.
Yeah, that would have been a great play, but a little forceful, and just Kayla Helms wasn't able to keep that ball in play. Dawn's going to take another shot here, but she's going to get fouled, it looks like.
3 foul shots for her since she was beyond the three-point line.
Libby Dalton fouled by 15. Kayla Harris.
It's a big foul.
Libby will shoot 3.
Big deal here. Yeah, one, I love so for the Warriors, Eliana Steyer and Mayana Hardings are going to be checking in for the Warriors here.
You have two seniors. They will bring a lot of experience to this lineup.
Absolutely.
I would just wonder who they're going to take out.
Well, in a very, I talked to Coach, and he said their leadership to the team is indispensable. As a senior, you have that experience, and being able to provide it to your team and tell them, hey, I've been in these challenging atmosphere before, and just be able to, guide the freshmen and those sophomores coming up in the program.
Right, and I think the big thing about this team is how the seniors have taken those freshmen and sophomores under their wing, and they've helped them along to make this team a lot better. As Kat Weekly steals the ball and will lay it in for an easy 2 off of another full court press.
Yeah, my goodness, that she made that look easy. Just great interception there, and that's the other thing. You got to be able to protect your passes. And so, as you just saw right there, that was a very high pass up into the air.
Right.
So the passing lanes here are going to get attacked severely. And as you saw in the previous play, Weekly saw that and took advantage of it.
Right, and that's exactly why she was the player of the year. She sees that, she goes and gets it, and then she lays it in easily for 2.
100%. Great feel for the game here.
And a turnover, the ball will go to the Warriors, as that is a 5-second rule.
Megan Mayott's going to inbound the ball here. Coach Dawson giving out some quick orders as the Warriors go up to the Barons.
And he is looking passionate early here. He's clapping his hands and yelling at his players, getting them pumped up to build this lead over the Barons.
Absolutely. Giving him some positive leadership to the team. And, it's going to go out. It's going to be a Baron ball here. Let's talk about Blessing King. She had some great, I think 2 breakaways already. Number 23, contributing a lot to the team here.
Yeah, she is a great combo of her size, her height, and then the speed that she has.
Absolutely. And look again. Weekly with another steal there. Looks like the Warriors are not able to complete on it. They give it over, but look at that defense there. Pressuring the ball and forcing the Barons to make very tough decisions.
And really, like we were talking about in pregame, the Barons don't have the speed that WC has. So the Warriors are just trying to catch them out in the front court and just run with them. Just run them out of the gym.
Absolutely. Well, and as the score says, 14-8 here, this is a game of consistency. The Warriors are playing with speed. They're playing with effectiveness. And if they can keep that up and just grind Buckeye Valley, grind their energy down, it's going to go a long way here.
And the only hole that has in that game plan is your players are going to get tired if they're running that much. So you got to have a deep bench. You got to be ready to sub players in for 2-minute, 5-minute increments and get them back in and get them refreshed.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, totally. Your shifts here are critical. And as you see, Ashley Hall stepped up to the scorer's booth, ready to come in and provide some fresh talent to this Warrior team here. Blessing King with the ball. She's going to drive forward and put it up. No good. It's going to look like it went off Weekly. They'll go to Buckeye Valley.
And I will say, at the beginning of this game, Buckeye Valley did look like they had the Warriors on the ropes. They were winning for a short period there, but then WC broke out the full court press, and now the Barons are starting to figure it out. They're starting to play harder defense, slap at that ball, and start to get turnovers just like the Warriors are doing.
Absolutely. Just a little over 2 minutes in this quarter here. Hall is going to inbound the ball here. Coach Dawson setting up a play for the Warriors. Weekly has the ball. Steyer to her right. Steyer's going to take it. Drive forward.
And there's another steal by the Barons. Good recovery by Blessing, though.
Great recovery there. That would have been a complete breakaway. And she's just going to drive forward and put it up.
Wow. Take it yourself, I guess.
Easy layups here. Easy layups is all that you're seeing from this Warrior offense. They had some great three-point shots, but these layups are just bringing them the buckets.
And those three-pointers, they open up the inside game, because then on defense, you're pushing out to protect against a three-point, and that goes for the fake, and then you can drive around.
Completely.
The Warriors have a good mix going for them right now.
Weekly gets her first foul. She's going to come out. Her sister's going to replace her. Hall making it very difficult to inbound the ball. Number 15, Holmes is going to keep it, pass it off to 32. Annika Kraft. A shot, oh my goodness, by number 13, Paige Garrett, a junior for the Barons. a great shot from the corner there.
And the Barons are killing WC with their outside game right now. A minute and a half to go in the first period.
Weekley's going to pass to Hall here. Hall to King. Hardings is to her right with Steyer to her left. She's going to go forward a little bit. It's over to Steyer. Back to Weekley. King trying to drive forward. She's going to put it up. It's no good, and the Barons are going to take that one back.
It wasn't a bad shot from Blessing, just a lot of defense there. That's hard to get through.
Totally. Well, in those crowded environments, you know, it's hard. And so that's one of the things here is you're going to see some very crowded places, and then you're going to see some very empty places, and that's where the plays are going to happen. Those empty spaces that are uncovered, unprotected, where you can make those plays. And so that's the thing to watch out for.
Right, and one of the main things these players work on is absorbing the contact, especially when they get fouled, because then that gives you the and one opportunity. But that's a big thing for centers and power forwards. Try to absorb the contact and get a good shot off to try and give yourself a chance.
For sure. Looks like I believe number 13, Paige Garrett, is up for the Barons here, if I'm not mistaken. Another one in. 52 seconds remaining in this quarter. Megan's going to take the ball. Mayotte going forward. Hardings with the ball to Steyer. Steyer to Hall. Hall to Weekley. Weekley to Mayotte. Outside the three-point line. Mayotte's going to drive forward, meeting a lot of resistance. It's going to go back to Weekley.
Yep, they're going to reset right there. They tried something, but it didn't come off, so just take it out in the backcourt.
Completely taking their time, as you said.
Oh, they have time. No shot clock, of course. 20 seconds to go here.
Weekley at top with the ball again, over the Mayotte. Back to Hall. Hall to Hardings. Hardings is going to drive. She loses it, but Steyer's able to recover and puts it up.
And there's the Barons breaking out fast.
Absolutely. The Barons look to make some points off the Warriors' speed there.
They sneak one right before the half to bring the score to 18-16. Warriors up by 2 after your first period.
Absolutely. Yeah, so 18-16 here. First quarter done, and what you saw there was, you know, just the simple, we mentioned the speed these ladies have. And the Warriors are able to have those breakaways. And as you saw there, Steyer made a great comeback. Hardings got rid of the ball there. Just lost track of it. Steyer's able to recover and take what looked like a negative play and turn it into a positive play there.
Right, off balance, just floater with her right hand. That's a tough shot to make, but, you know, she's a good enough player to do it, and she pulled it off there.
100%. And that is what you're going to need here. You're going to have crowded environments. You're going to have great defense. I mean, we've already seen the Barons' defense. I mean, I think at one point they had 3 players on one person driving in. So they're clearly looking to shut down their driving abilities. And so they're going to need those. Hey, this looks like a bad play. Let's take it and let's get some points off this negative play.
You're exactly right, David. They're forcing them to go inside, but then they pinch in around them so they can't get off a shot in the paint. So now they're forcing WC to look at, okay, can we make threes? Can we kick it out? And that will be what makes or breaks them. So we get this second period started with the Barons ball.
The Barons looking very quick right now. Helms has the ball, top of the key. She's going to pass to number 32, Kraft. Kraft is going to try to drive. Doesn't work out.
Right, and what the Barons were running there is what we call a motion offense. It's where just players run around the top of the key and they just do multiple handoffs to try to get WC out of their normal defense to try and get a quick drive. Right. And they're forcing WC to make a ton of switches, which if there's any amount of miscommunication, that could provide lethal.
Totally. And what you saw there was Megan's signal to Hall to go around, take that defender with her, and Megan was able to drive and get around there. Although she didn't score, that was a great little manipulation of the defense there. So the Barons got the ball right now. No good. So Mayott's going to take it up. Moving with speed.
Wow.
Easy layup.
No step.
What did we say? Mayotte had great speed there, drove forward, and quickly dodged in and out of that Baron defense here. So
Right. That was phenomenal play from Megan Mayotte right there.
100%. Grether with the ball. Oh, bad pass.
Just a little bit off target. That's what they're trying to look for, though. Those little runs in behind the basket to try and get a reverse layup right there.
Absolutely. Kraft was just not able to get that ball that flew over the paint there, and so Weekly's going to take the ball back up for the Warriors here. Weekly trying to get a good drive. Oh, simple mistake. Simple mistake.
She got forced towards the sideline, had nowhere to go, but they'll get it right back with the turnover by the Barons.
Great job by Dalton there on that defense. Disrupted that pass, and the ball went out, and I believe it was Helms was unable to get the ball, keep the ball in play for the Barons here.
And like we said at the top of our broadcast, the Barons have had either close games or they've been blowouts. So this one is looking like a close game so far, but it can quickly turn if one of the coaches makes a change that will prove his team to be more dominant.
Totally, and as you observe right now, both coaches are standing on their feet. They're invested in this game, and they are clearly analyzing very meticulously every detail of how their players are performing.
Dawson is trying to figure out how he can slow down this Barons offense, and they're just breaking through his press right now like it's Swiss cheese, so he's got to figure something out, how to neutralize them. I don't know if it's pull off the press or go half court, but we will see. I'm interested to see what he does.
Absolutely. King and Grether, and for both teams, some fresh legs as number 22, Eddington, a junior for the Barons, takes up the ball here. Over to 13, Garrett. Garrett is going to pass to 5, Grether, but doesn't work out. And, oh, King just drives that ball.
She'll be getting 2 free throws here. That was a good take by her. Absorb the contact and then see if you can get a three-point play.
And these breakaways are, I mean, I haven't counted, but at least a dozen breakaways so far.
Yeah,
so
there has been a lot. They're trying to exploit their speed.
Absolutely.
And it's been working for them mostly, but the Barons have been playing good defense.
For sure, and I think it's also the, you know, if I'm a coach right now, I'm a little concerned with the simple mistakes because I think the ball has been on the court for, or been on the paint for, you know, I don't know, maybe 5 times. So I'm a little concerned with our ball handling because, as we've seen, easy turnovers there. And you got to prevent those.
Right, and it's on both sides. Like for the Barons on their last possession, Danny Greether, she had the ball hit off her head on a pass down inside the paint, and that was just, you got to just make the simple plays and then worry about the complex plays later.
That's exactly right. Well said. Get the simple stuff.
From downtown, lighten it up.
And I believe that's her first of this game. Barons making a lot of passing, disrupted Warrior defense here. Mayotte says, no, that's my ball, and she's just going to drive forward, try to put it up.
That might be the most odd I've ever seen a basketball game. The ball got tipped and hit off the ref and went back in bounds. I mean, he is considered part of the court,
completely
so that
legal,
is completely legal.
Very rare. Do you ever see that, though? Mayotte's going to step up to the line here.
And what WC did on that last possession on defense in their press, they changed from a zone to a man. So instead of guarding an area of the court, they are guarding man-to-man, and that's what Coach Dawson has changed to try and slow down this Barons offense.
Absolutely. And number 4, Emma Christensen, and number 10, Vivian Leatherman is going to come in for the Barons here. And with 4 minutes, 48 seconds left in the quarter.
And with those 2 free throws, the WC lead grows to 5 here with 4:45 left in the second period. And another turnover by the Barons.
Oh. Mayotte is on fire right now.
She's on a hot streak, I'll say that. There's a good steal by her, and then an even better finish to absorb the contact, contort her body, and get the ball up and off the glass.
That's bad pass there.
And the Barons are falling apart right now. They're trying to make too many plays at once and making too many complex passes. Just got to settle down. Coach Mike Daniels has to have a talk with his team, tell him just make the easy plays, make the easy passes, and the game will come to us. Right now, that's not happening for him.
Absolutely. Right now, the Warriors are trying to capitalize on the momentum they have. The Barons, they just got to be consistent. Ooh. As I say, consistency. Play the simple game. Wait for that momentum transfer. And once you get that transfer, then you go to town. Right now, it's just trying to don't put yourself in a worse situation necessarily. Just trying to hang in there and wait for that shift to come.
Right, and as long as you hang around, you know, the game of basketball, there's always opportunities at the end, whether it be late comebacks or buzzer beaters. Sometimes you just got to hang around.
Weekly breaks that one up. Oh, my goodness. So sorry. Go right ahead. I mean, what that has to be, her third, quote-unquote, interception of a Baron pass.
I mean, and that is due to great play by her, but it's also due to great coaching by Coach Dawson. I mean, switching from that zone to man has proven dividends for the Warriors. They've been getting steals, they've been getting tip balls, and that's giving them easy fast breaks, getting into simple layups.
No, I think your analysis is spot on. And I think what the Warriors are seeing here is, for the most part, a lot of their players are better than the Barons on an individual look. So they can play that man-to-man and be confident that they're going to be successful. On the paint again.
And I will say, they have been scrappy today, diving around on the floor, going after every ball, and that's the kind of passion that Coach Dawson wants to see from his team. You know, you said it, top of the broadcast, he wants to see grit. He wants to see them diving for every single ball and saving as many possessions as they can.
Yeah, and that toughness is what you're seeing right now. And it's, like you said, Caleb, it's paying dividends for this Warrior team.
Can I just say, Megan Mayotte has changed this game. I mean, she came in and they were up by 2, now they're up by 9, and most of it has been due to her defensive play and her offensive play.
For sure. Blessing King. She goes up, unsuccessful. Doesn't get worried, though. She puts it up a second time, and guess what? It goes in.
And this forces Mike Daniels to call a timeout to get his team to regroup. They just need to figure stuff out and try to figure out this man-to-man press that Coach Dawson is putting against them.
Absolutely. They're down by 11 points. So they got, 3 minutes, 10 seconds left before halftime. They're down by 11. So Coach Daniels, I'm guessing he's only saying, guys, just play consistently. Just be consistent. Play simple basketball here. Don't do anything crazy. And, we got 3 minutes left. We're going to halftime. Let's talk. Make some big changes, and then we'll come out and play some better basketball. Dawson, on the other hand, has to be, guys, just keep bringing it.
Right, and what Mike Daniels is telling his team right now, like you were saying, you got to make the simple plays. You can't be making those cross-court passes where you have to jump to get it. So that puts your player in an area of danger for steals, and if you don't get the pass absolutely right, it's going to go out of bounds or it's going to get stolen, and that's their problem right now, is their excessive turnovers in unnecessary times.
100%, and as we saw weekly, 3 interceptions. I mean, simple passing, doing the simple things right is what is going to help the Barons here.
Right, and now
look at that.
They just switched back to zone, so they were confusing Mike Daniels' team. In man-to-man, they were killing them. Now they go back to zone. They get a steal there, can't capitalize, but I love that from Coach Dawson, playing trickery. You got to keep them guessing.
Keep them on their feet. To the Barons' credit, though, they are putting up a fight. I mean, they're still playing with speed, just playing great basketball, to be honest.
Right, and they're not going to lay down. I mean, They're going to totally come back, especially with 2:54 left in the second period.
Addington is going to drain that one. Izzy Slaughter, number 34, is going to come in for the Warriors.
Yep, Izzy, a 5'8 junior. She got to swing last year. She played some JV and some varsity. She's getting some more minutes this year, hoping to make an impact and light this team.
Great pass to Steyer, who's going to give it over to Weekly. They're going to drive forward. Harding's with the ball over the King. Steyer to her right. Steyer's going to pass it off to Harding's. Harding is going to drive, put it up. Blessing recovers. It's a very crowded up there on the floor.
Yeah, it's a war zone under that basket. I mean,
crowd the lane.
All those bodies in there. I mean, it's hard to get around him, and it's hard to get off a good shot. And that was good by Blessing to draw the foul. And if you can't hear Coach Dawson on our broadcast, he was yelling, I believe it was at Blessing, you got to go. You got to get the ball. You got to move it quick. The name of this game for this WC team has been quickness, and their quickness on the break and their quickness to move the ball.
Speed for sure has been a great asset to the Warrior offense here. And as we mentioned, the breakaways, just that speed allows them to get in there. And you have that advantage of, 1, 2, 3 offensive players against one defender, maybe none. And King is not going to make.
Right, and they waved that off because she entered the paint too early after. It has to hit the rim before she can enter the paint, and she was eager to get that rebound. Kudos to her. That's good hustle, but can't go that early.
Totally. Once again, another bad pass from the Barons here.
And this full court press, I mean, it's been causing them fits all game, and they just can't figure it out. They got to go in at halftime, and they got to talk stuff over. I mean, it's just been turnover after turnover after turnover, and they got to figure it out.
For sure. I mean, and just the steals by the Warrior defense here and transferring into offense. I mean, right now, you see they're passing around, they're drawing out some of the energy of this Baron defense. 2 minutes remaining in the quarter.
Right, and like you said, David, quickness on offense, quickness on defense, and I would argue that some coaches view that as, there's two phases of the game, offenses and defense. But sometimes you will meet some coaches who say, let's turn defense into offense. As soon as you get the ball on defense, we're going, we're running, and that's what the Warriors are doing right now.
For sure, and you saw that speed there by Mayana Hardings. Came around, tried to get that ball out. Great block there by, I think that was King. And they're going to end up on the paint.
That was an absolute rejection by Blessing King.
The Barons, number 4, Emma Christensen, and number 14, Sierra Schneller, and number 10. Additionally, getting in on the action for the Barons. Yeah, 1 minute, 32 seconds.
They need a spark right now. They got to go on a run at the end of this half to try and have something positive going into halftime.
Absolutely. Down by 10. The Warriors up, feeling confident. Weekly's going to take the ball. Hardings to her left. Steyer to the right. Takes a shot. No good. Going for the rebound. The Barons will come up with the ball. And Weekly is quick to be on the attack. Steyer and Weekly both putting the pressure on. Izzy breaks up that pass there. A great little, oh my goodness.
WC was in a 2-3 zone. That means there's 2 girls at the top of the key, and then there's 3 down low. Izzy was just sitting there and just reads the ball. Just like how in football, if you play a zone defense.
Oh, on the ball. Oh my goodness. Harding is going to take that ball up. Weekly with it. And oh my goodness, they're going to put that up. Oh, yeah, there you go. Get that layup there. Great speed. As we mentioned, that speed is critical. And Harding's read the play very well. Got the ball. Bounced past it over to Weekly. And I mean, as you saw, now they're up by it's simple math, by 14 points.
Right.
And it's just incredible to see that speed just help them. And the Barons have it. It's not that they don't have it, but they're not using it the way they should, I think. It's working against them.
No, it's really the Warriors' defense that's doing all the work. Like I said, they're playing a zone, and it's just you cover a certain part on the court. And so they're just sitting back there reading the point guard's eyes while being aware of the girls around them. And so when they see her go to make a pass, they know exactly where to go to cut that off. and that's translating into points as they go up 15 now.
On the paint again, it looks like Harding's went down.
It's a travel. WC will get the ball, and the Barons are not happy about that call. I'll tell you that for free. Megan Mayotte is checking back into the game, hoping that she can continue on her hot streak after she left the court.
Looks like we only got 33 seconds.
Still a lot of time to make something happen.
Number 10, a freshman, Vivian Leatherman, a freshman for the Barons, is going to come in.
Trying to put some young blood in there, see if she can spark anything.
For sure. Weekly with the ball, her sister to the right.
Yeah, she's just going to hold it. They're going to hold it for the final shot here, David.
Yeah, it looks like they're just absolutely running out the clock here. Mayotte just going to hang on to it. The Baron defense drawing in, forcing him to make a move. King's going to keep it. 10 seconds, 8 seconds.
Unlucky turnover there. Looks like they were trying to set something up. I heard Coach Dawson yelling, give it to Mayotte. I wouldn't blame him because she is on a tear right now. You know, you want to give your player on a hot streak the ball at the end of the game, but now the Barons have an opportunity to make something happen here with 7.3 seconds left in this first half.
And it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, they almost cleared the bench, put in all fresh players. So,
well, I'm sure Coach Mike Daniels is telling him something down there. So Libby Dalton goes flying.
Dalton tried to get that steal. Steyer gets hit in the head. The Warriors are going to come up with a great lead here as we go into halftime. And, I mean, what's your thinking here?
Well, really, it's been a battle of defenses, and the presses by the Warriors have been phenomenal. Of course, we talked about how they went from a zone press that didn't really work well. Coach Dawson tried, it didn't work well. They were down in the first quarter, and then he said, you know what, let's switch it up. Let's go man-to-man.
Absolutely.
And so they started marking man-to-man, and then from there they started getting steals, and they padded their lead to, I think it was 9 points at that point. And then Mike Daniels called a timeout to try and talk to his team, say, hey, this is how you beat the man-to-man. Well, Coach Dawson says, okay, you want to beat it? We'll change to zone then. So they changed back to zone, and so then that's how it's working. And it's been a chess match from both coaches, and I think Coach Jason Dawson for the Warriors is winning that chess match right now.
I think you're completely right. And when you play that man-to-man defense, I think the Warriors have realized that their players on an individual basis are more competitive. They're faster. And I think the Barons, they're not too far behind that. But clearly, the Warriors are superior in that sense. And they're able to capitalize on that man-to-man defense. And I think it's helping them a lot.
Right.
As you saw with those breakaways, they're able to get those steals, disrupt that Baron offense. And as you mentioned, motion offense. The Barons are struggling here. They're trying to confuse them, pass the ball around a lot, get them, jittery, the Warriors. And they're unable to do that.
Right, and I will give credit to the Barons. I thought they would come in and they would pound the paint. They've tried that, and it hasn't worked. So they are now getting into where, we call it dribble, drive, penetration. You dribble, you get in, and then you kick it out for an open three, and you see if you can make those outside shots, which they've made some, but not enough, obviously, as they are down by 15 at the break. I would love to be in that locker room to hear what Mike Daniels is saying to them, to hear his philosophy on how they get back into the game.
Absolutely, and I think one of the things that stands out to me is the Warrior freshman, Megan Weekly, almost taking up the ball to the top of the key pretty often. And so I think that's really going to help. I think that just shows the Warrior, the talentness they have, just the skill, the finesse they have at all levels on the spectrum, whether you're a senior, whether you're a junior, and even a freshman and a sophomore. So stellar performance by the Warriors.
It was a good first half. It's everything we wanted. It's still close, but we will check in with you after halftime. We will be right back. Stick with us.
Absolutely. Stick with us. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
everybody. Thanks for joining us. I am excited to give you a brief tour of all the work that's been going on at the new Tom Angel Upper School campus. So come join me as I walk you through the hallways of the new building. Go Warriors. Right now we're standing in what will be a memorial patio right outside of the building. If you're interested in purchasing a brick for that patio, you can visit our app. As you walk inside the main building, you are going to see on the left-hand side the media center, and we're entering what will be a large commons and gathering space for our students. As we make a turn, we're walking back toward the library, and you will see on the left-hand side here, we're walking into what will be the new broadcast studio for our broadcasting class, and where WC Today will take place. As we come back outside, we're going to take a left-hand turn right here, and we will be entering the main corridor for the first floor. This corridor will contain 8 classrooms, which will likely house our Christian Studies and Social Studies classrooms. There'll be 4 classrooms on each side. And as we head down and get to the end of this hallway, we will find the stairwell on the right-hand side, the student restrooms on the right-hand side, and we'll be entering into our art space just momentarily. So as we get to the end of this hallway and turn, you're going to see Mrs. Heisey's class there on your right. It'll be a large art studio where a lot of our fine arts classes will take place. And then the room at the end here will be Mrs. Klepeek's choir room. As we turn back around and head down the same hallway again, on the right-hand side, you'll see a large display case where our art teachers will be able to place student artwork on display. The doorway you see at the end will lead outside to the stadium area, and on our left there will be Mrs. Galbraith's ceramic studio. Then as we come back, we'll walk up the stairs to our science and technology space. We get to the top of the stairs. That'll be a mechanical area there. As we turn to our right, we're going to see a large hallway. On each side of the hallway will be 2 new science labs, some storage spaces, and a classroom on each side. So on one side will be a classroom for Mrs. Kane's tech and engineering. The other side will be for Mr. Johnson's business and entrepreneurial classes. And then we'll have 2 brand new outfitted science labs that'll be really great for us. And then at the end there will be the elevator.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Halftime is wrapping up. Hopefully you enjoy the video about the new upper school tour that Mr. McIntosh did. If you happen to missed it, we will be broadcasting tonight the boys varsity game against Mount Gilead, and during halftime we'll show the video again in case you missed it. So be sure to tune in for that, and we hope you enjoy that broadcast.
Yep.
8 minutes on the clock here.
Stay with us all day if you want some good Warriors sports.
For sure. The Barons come out fast here, over to the corner to number 20, looks like 22, Eddington. Weekly providing great defense. She's going to try to take a shot, but Eddington turns up no good. Dawn with a great pass under the bucket.
Wow.
And, it looks like they're going to... Oh.
That's good team play by the Warriors. I mean, she found Kat under the basket, gave it to her. Kat swings it around, gives it back to Blessing, gets a basket.
For sure, and the Barons doing their best to... Oh, that one's going to go, and there you go.
Yeah, they were struggling there for a second. They're not seeing the entire court. They had a player open on the wing that could have hit a three, but hey, in the end, who cares if you get a three?
Yeah. Better than a two, that's for sure.
We'll take those extra points.
Kat takes a shot at it and drains a three from downtown.
She says, okay, you want to take a three? I'll make one too.
43-26. 6 minutes, 50 seconds on the clock here. The Barons throw a high pass there. I'm not sure that was the best idea. I've seen a lot of those high passes, by the way. I mean, maybe you could do a bounce pass, but very kind of like these lobs almost.
Yeah,
and they seem dangerous.
Their passes have just been off today. I mean, you can't ignore that. But I don't know if it's second half nerves, if that's a thing, or if they just
perhaps
if WC's just swarming the floor. There's another bad pass. I mean, I think they're trying to make too much happen from nothing. They have to settle into the game. They can't worry about the score right now. They're not going to score all the points in one possession. They got to string together some possessions to get some points to get back into this game.
Totally. You got to be consistent. That's where that consistency factor comes in. And Kat's going to take another shot there. Not going to come up with the three, but Blessing showing great grit and determination to get that ball.
Yeah, that was pure strength.
She'll come up with it too.
Pure strength, just fighting off those other centers to get her two paws on the ball and bring it down.
Mike Daniels called out the backside, I believe where Weekly was. And
can I just say, Blessing King is all over the floor right now, grabbing every rebound possible. She is one of the taller bunch out there, but man, she is getting after it early in the second half.
For sure, and it goes back to that toughness and that grit, that determination we talked about only a couple seconds ago. And, that's what you need when you're playing in this kind of environment. You're up, but the Barons are doing everything they can to get back into this game. We mentioned that momentum shift. It hasn't happened yet, but it can. We're 6 minutes, 19 seconds left in this third quarter. The possibility is still out there.
All it takes is a few big plays just strung together, a few turnovers by WC, a few lapses in conversation. What am I saying, David? In concentration, and the Barons could be right back in this game. Worthington Christian is only up by 17 at this point. I mean, that seems like a lot right now, but a lot can change in a quarter and a half.
No, for sure. I mean, a lot can change. So you got to be on your game here. King's going to come up with the ball. A great pass there. And, it's going to go in. Mayotte with another one. Mayotte is just having a terrific day today.
I mean, for a freshman to be playing this way, it's phenomenal, David. Nobody could have expected her to come in and play this. I'm sure I didn't. I thought others would step up. But, man, she has really lit it up. And they are playing as a team right now. That's
for sure.
Big thing.
Well, and Megan Weekly on top of that, too. 2 freshmen. I believe they were starters as well. I mean, that's just, you don't see that every day, folks.
And usually when you're going into a season, you look at the upcoming freshman class and you're saying, okay, maybe he or she can play a few games or swing. You're not expecting them to start. I mean, this is...
Absolutely. This freshman duo is very powerful.
Yeah, and it's just rejuvenating this team because all those players, those upperclassmen are saying, oh, okay, they can hang with us, and they're just giving them a new dimension. As Megan Mayotte just crossed the living daylights out of that.
Wow,
Buckeye
Dalton.
Valley December.
Yeah, Dalton luckily kept that one in bound. That got a little tricky over there. Mayotte ends up on the floor. It's okay, though. And the Barons will get the possession here. And Helms is going to get the ball here, it looks like.
It looks like the Warriors, oh, nope, they are in their three-quarter press. They're not pressing all the way at the opposing end line, but they're pressing about where the volleyball line is.
Dalton, great defense there.
Ends up in a foul, but like I was saying, they're not pressing as far up the court so they don't get caught out and get run over by the Barons. They're giving them a little space, and then they're attacking at the 3/4 point of the court.
Oh, it's close. The ball says, no, I don't want to go in.
Just unlucky. Unlucky.
And like we said, these shots are worth so much. They add up. So making these is very critical to the Barons here, especially when they're down by so much.
And at the end of the game, every coach goes into the locker room and he looks at, how many free throws did we attempt? How many did we make? And I remember I used to be a part of practices where, all we would do is shoot free throws if we had a poor free throw shooting. We used to have 5:30 a.m. practices where you couldn't go shower until you made a certain amount of free throws out of 10. Of course, I was
oh
always
my
the last
goodness,
one.
Dalton with the steal there. So sorry, Caleb. Weekly's going to put that up.
No, that's okay. You don't need to hear my amateur stories.
I mean, that was Week, the younger sister says, I want some too, and gets in on the action. I mean, great. I mean, that was nuts. Dalton there sees the pass, steals it, hands it off to Weekly, to Cat Weekly, puts it up there, gets 2 points. They go to inbound it, and then Megan says, no, I want the ball. And unfortunately, the Warriors didn't come up with any points there, but it did send them to the line here. And it looks like hopefully they'll be able to get this one.
When they were growing up in the same house, I'm sure they fought for toys. Now they're fighting for points in the ball. So
absolutely very competitive on the court, it appears. But no, as you were mentioning, making your shots count when you get the opportunity is important. And as your coach did, I mean, I'm sure many teams still do that today. These free throws are so critical.
Right, and, there's an old saying, free throws are free, so you should make them. So, it's in the name.
FREE.
FREE, free. That's what they are. So you better make them, or else, that could be the outcome. And nobody feels worse than the person who missed free throws and then their team lost by that amount of points.
That is exactly true. Well, and I think as we just saw here, another questionable pass by the Barons. And a turnover, and the Warriors are going to come up with this ball here. Yeah. Steyer has it, and gives it off to Mayotte. Weekly has it.
Motion offense again.
As you said, motion offense. And Hardings looks like it's going to penetrate. She comes up a little slow, but gives it off to Weekly. Weekly's going to pass to Mayotte, who takes a shot. It's no good, but King is going to rebound. Drives back in for a layup, is no good, and the Barons will recover the ball here.
Yeah, that was unlucky from Blessing. She tried to take it herself, which was the right decision there. Just couldn't finish it off in the end. But that happens.
The Barons trying to get a shot off here.
Wow.
No good. Oh, they do recover. Mayotte is going to hand it off to Weekly. The Warriors get the ball back. Driving up the court, Weekly takes a shot. No good.
That was gutsy. She was open, though. She was wide open. Nobody stepped up to her, and, a three-point shooter as well as Catherine Weekly, you don't leave her open. That is true. That was a lucky mistake by the Barons right there to leave her open.
Spot on, and Grether will lose the ball here. But it'll send them to the line, it appears. Some substitutes. Number 14, Sierra Schneller, and I believe number 22, Chelsea Eddington, and for the Barons. And then Slaughter, number 34, in for the Warriors.
And WC now up 22. Now the Barons are at a crossroads, you know. That's a good play right there. Get it down low, try to get some easy points, but in the end, you got to put it up quicker than that.
Oh, loses control of the ball with all that speed. She was down. Coach Dawson providing some playful feedback, encouraging Hardings on that losing the ball there.
That's when you just joke the ball can't handle her speed. The ball can't keep up. So
yeah, shame on the ball.
Yeah.
You got to get some better ones here.
Blame it on the ball there.
Spaldings has failed us. we need a new brand. The Barons, another high pass, and it's a turnover to the Warriors. I mean, we're seeing some questionable passes here by the Barons. Steyer's going to end up in the corner with it, and Mayot's not able to come up with
I
one.
see what the Barons are doing there. WC's coming at them with their hands up, trying to block off passes. So the only way to go is, through their legs, which is not probable, or over the top. So she was just trying to dink it over the top. And, those are hard passes to make. WC is making it very, very hard on the Barons to make those dink passes.
No, you're completely right. I mean, I think what they may need to do is go around them to the best of their ability, because that over-the-head thing is not working out too well for them.
No.
So they're going to need to adjust that for sure.
And Mike Daniel, he's got to change something at this point. You've tried in the first half, you tried it in the second half, and in the end it's not working. And that could just be due to the brilliance of WC and how they're playing. Again right there, Megan Mayotte with another steal. And then the foul on her, she'll be shooting too.
Mayotte comes away holding her head.
Yeah, it looks like she might have got an elbow to the head. Should be fine, though, to shoot the free throws. If she is not okay, though, the Barons get to choose a player from WC of their choice to shoot the free throws for her, but it looks like she's going to be okay.
Shaken, but not stirred, as we like to say in soccer, but this is basketball.
I appreciate a good James Bond reference as good as any other man. Thank you, David. That made my day. And on the court for the Warriors, we have 3 seniors, 1 junior, and a freshman. That freshman being Megan Mayotte at the line. This lone junior, Izzy Slaughter.
The Barons being very explosive on this drive here. And, Mayotte's going to come up with the ball. Even with being, a hit to head, she's able to play effectively.
Wow.
And aggressively. And, oh, my goodness. Gets the ball back and does a layup, folks.
And they're just, they're just pouring it on now, up by 25, early third quarter. And the Barons just can't get anything going, as Mayana Harding is, holy cow. She has some speed, ladies and gentlemen.
Looks like she was going 50 in a 35.
No police here, though.
No, sir.
She can go as fast as she wants.
And for the Barons is number 5, Danny Grether.
As they take the ball into the backcourt.
One of our statisticians off to the side of Caleb and I, Stephen Reid, our current switcher, provided some valuable information. He said, as of the second half, the Warriors have scored 18 points, the Barons 3. In other words, this Warrior defense has almost shut out this Baron offense.
Right, and, except for that lone 3, hey, I'd put my house on that defense. Wow, that's amazing to do. It's hard to do, but it could be the difference. Could have been, the Barons scored 3, but WC only scored 5. But it's defense turning into offense that is really translated for the Warriors. As Anna Schwartz, a sophomore, number 33, checks in for the Warriors.
And believe it or not, she is the tallest player on the Warrior bench.
Measuring in
6
at about,
foot.
Yeah, 6 foot.
Way to hit those digits.
No kidding. That is up there.
Harding's with the ball. She's going to drive forward.
Charge.
I mean, she's going to pick up a foul here.
Good drive. Just you can't lower that shoulder, else they're going to call you every time.
Foul on number 11, Mayanna Harding's her second.
And now you see the Warriors starting to cycle in their swing players, some of their JV players to give them some playing time, some good experience here.
Great observation. 1 minute, 30 seconds left in the third quarter.
Wide open in the corner.
Oh, my goodness, yeah. Great defense there.
Good recovery.
But
Unlucky on the foul, but
yeah.
I mean,
They were aware, though. They knew, they saw the open area and were able to.
Yeah, they had
move
Emma
in.
Christensen wide open in the corner. They just didn't find her soon enough before the Warriors realized, oh, shoot, there's someone over there.
For sure.
Might as well go find them.
The Warriors leading by 24 points. The third quarter. 1 minute, 22 seconds on the clock. Number 4, Christensen for the Barons. No good on the free throws. And
Okay.
slight miscommunication, but Hall comes up with the ball, though.
Hey, it works out.
And the Warriors avoid a very potentially nasty situation there.
And that was a good initial rebound by Anna. Very, very good.
Izzy with the ball here, over to Steyer in the corner. Moving out of the corner, going over the top of the key. Back to Schwartz, over to Hall, back to Izzy. Izzy's going to drive. Try to put it up there, no good, and the Barons do recover.
There were 3 Barons right there with her. If she just would have turned her head a little bit more, she would have saw she had a teammate wide open in the corner. But hey, that doesn't matter. She says, I'll just get a steal and lay it in right here.
Way to go. Very simple breakaway there, and I believe that's Izzy's first bucket of the game, if I'm not mistaken.
You are not mistaken. And
oh my
she's
goodness,
got
she's making another one. She says, no, I want a second one. I want to add to my career here.
Ball just got away from her
Fortunately,
there.
yeah, she won't make it, but
Coach Dawson's telling her, jump, stop, then put it up. You don't need to keep running and then put it up.
like we said, that's the grit. That's the hungriness, the determination of this Warrior offense here. Even when they put in their swing players and they're up.
And what's really impressed me from the Warriors is their active hands on defense. You know, they're always slapping at the ball, like right there. Mayanna just takes the ball, gives it 2-on-1.
Steyer's going to go up with it.
And that was a hard foul.
That was. 7 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
I'm sure no malicious intent, but wow.
Yeah, for sure. Very hard fall there.
She's got some toughness.
Yeah, thankfully she's not hurt. She's looking pretty well. Goes up to the line. Takes her time.
Unlucky off the back iron.
Izzy goes over, provides some encouragement. Dawson talking to the ref.
Maybe he's thinking, it was a little bit harsh, but, it's just a hard foul. You know, it's basketball. You're going to have hard fouls. You're going to have soft fouls.
Steyer goes back on the attack.
Wow.
Izzy's going to pick that one up in the corner. She's going to try to drive. Goes over. The clock runs out. Looks like she was going to try to go for Hall there. Get a layup.
We are through 3 quarters. Your Worthington Christian Warriors 53. The Barons 27. I mean, this quarter, I think you said the Barons scored 4 points?
Yeah, it was like 4 or 3. I think it was 3. I forget. But yeah, as of like 5 minutes ago, 18-3 on the shots for each team, the points for each team. So the Warriors have successfully defended their territory and attacked the enemy territory. And the Barons are, I think they're making some simple mistakes, and we mentioned the passing as one of the biggest things. All in all, the Warriors are looking solid.
Yeah, they are. I mean, their defense is looking amazing. They're switching it up between zone and man. I know I've said that about a million times, but it's so important because if you keep the Barons guessing, you're going to keep them in this hole. And WC up 26 right now. I mean, that's a pretty
good subtraction skills.
I'm trying. Algebra 2 has taught me well. Thank you, Mr. Stimmel. But they've almost doubled the Barons' points at the start of our 4th period.
For sure. Harding's driving with force over to Steyer. Steyer's in the corner. Moving out of the corner to the top of the key over to Hall. Hall to Izzy. Izzy's going to go for it a little bit.
Wow,
Passes to Hardings. Yeah, that was turned out to be well. They end up on the paint and
jump ball. It'll be the Barons
yeah.
ball. That was good vision by Izzy. It's that dribble drive penetration. She got into the paint, saw, hey, I don't have anything. You know, I'll kick it out, see if we can get some points out of this. And after this game is done on Facebook Live, we will also be broadcasting the game tonight. That's our varsity boys. That'll be a good game too. So
absolutely.
Stick with us.
It's at 7 o'clock, and they take on Mount Gilead.
Yeah, that'll be a good game for them. You know, DJ Moore making his comeback after suffering an injury during the football season. I think he had a broken toe.
Yep.
He's back. I believe it's his second or third game. He's a big character. Of course, you got Tyler Kinberg always living above the rim.
Absolutely.
I can't wait to watch them play. I'm getting excited just talking about it.
For sure, and they came off a very hard loss last night against Grandview Heights, but they're eager and they're hungry to get back on the court and make up for what they didn't do so well last night.
And I think the best thing that could have happened to them was they have a home game the next day.
Yeah.
So they can just
work out the kinks.
Yeah, you know, they probably talked about it last night. They said, okay, there's things we need to work on. You know, it's still early in the season. This doesn't define our season as it is. Let's get back to work and let's just go out and try to beat Mount Gilead tomorrow and just build on what we were working on in the Grandview game. It just didn't come off for them last night. And that, you know, that happens sometimes.
It does. And one of the great, oh my goodness, what a pass. Under the leg of the Baron defender. I mean, I'm not sure I haven't seen that very often.
Did she nutmeg her? She might have nutmegged her.
She might have not made it, but I mean, still, that was some skill.
Wow. Well, now we're getting free throws. 3-point play right there.
Yeah, most impressive.
And now officially Worthington Christian has doubled Buckeye Valley's points.
6 minutes, 50 seconds left in the
big
fourth quarter.
Explosive performance from them today.
Helms is trying to drive. She goes around. Wow.
That's a good play. What happened there, she started around going to the right side, and Mayana left to try and poke the ball out. She tried to go press her, and that left a 2-on-1 in the paint. Easy lay-in for the Barons. That's what they needed a little bit earlier, but, you know, never say never.
No, totally. And that it was a perfect low post scenario. The low post was open, and they took advantage of it.
Right.
And as you saw, it was almost the outside 3-point line. It's where all the traffic was. Swings around, you know, messes up the defender and passes to the open player.
They sucked the defense in there and just got him out of position.
For sure.
And what killed WC in the end. But, you know, at this point, will it matter in the end?
A really good pass by Steyer there to Harding. She doesn't come up with it, though.
And Mayana getting back on defense. That is impressive.
Yeah, Kraft.
She possesses, it's just...
Yes.
It's phenomenal.
Oh, Helms says, no, I want the ball. What a steal. I mean...
And she's trying to get her team energized right now. You know, it's not over until the fat lady sings, so we still got 5:30 left. You know, anything can happen.
Steyer looking to make some points. Oh. Tugging on the ball there.
And the Barons have a little bit of hope here, you know. I'll give them credit. They've not rolled over. They've been fighting back, clawing, trying to get back into this game. And
Kendall Burns, I believe she's into the game, and I believe this is the first time the Warriors have put her in.
Yep, she's a sophomore.
Basket by Anna Schwartz.
She had a big game in the JV game today.
Yes, she did.
I think she had a run of where she scored 12 straight points or something like that. I mean, she could be a spark plug for this team.
No, she went off for sure. And Jada Takeo and Sylvia Folks have come off the bench. They're ready to also go in. Looks like the Warriors are looking to have some of their younger players get some experience here and clear the bench.
Yeah, and, you know, you love to see it because it always stinks if you come to a game and you sit the bench the whole game. You know, you want to play, and that's great for them. They're getting to play. And so now the 5 we have one freshman, 3 sophomores, and then Ashley Hall is the lone senior holding down the seniority out there.
Absolutely. And a team like this requires great leadership, as any good team does. And so having a senior out there I think it helps make the freshman, the sophomore, a bit more comfortable.
Yeah, and, she's the calm presence. Because I'm sure going through all those freshmen and sophomores' minds, I mean, their hearts are racing. They're in a varsity game. They're excited. They want to get points. I think Ashley's there just, calm them down. See, like right there, they turned the ball over, getting a little bit too eager.
A little too forceful, perhaps.
Yeah, Ashley's just there, calm down. We're up in this game. Let's just have some fun and just try to grow together. I think that's what the reason of putting them in is.
For sure. Keep it easy, keep it relaxed, and just have fun, play the game. And Burns is going to try to get the ball here, but the Barons are just going to end up on the floor and protect it.
Yeah, Mike Daniels calls a timeout to retain possession there. It's smart by him.
All right, 4 minutes, 18 seconds, 58-34. The Warriors lead.
What can we say? It's been a good game so far.
So let's talk about, I think the Barons truly have done a great job, and the fact that they have stayed in this game. The speed that they're consistently having speed. The pressure they put on the Warrior offense is outstanding. It's just these Warriors are just able to overcome that and find these little gaps and make these simple exploits that shut down the Barons' ability to, score.
Yeah, I totally agree, David. And really, if you're down by this amount of points, body language is a factor. You'll see girls start to hang their heads or...
Yes.
And I haven't seen that from the Barons yet.
No, I haven't.
Fight in them, and they are a very, very proud group, and they're going to fight till the end.
They're smiling on the bench right now. They're clearly, they're in the game, and they're here to have fun. And that's, I think there's no greater testimony to the sportsmanship of a team than that.
That's what you want at the end of the day. You don't like a sore loser. Nobody likes a sore loser. Nobody likes a sore winner either. But
for sure,
they've been very good sports today. They have, and it's been impressive.
Well, and absolutely, and they have nothing to be ashamed of. 4-0 as of now. They have played some great basketball.
Oh, no.
And games like these, they only add to your resume in the sense that you build that experience. You may not have won, but you get that experience. And experience is so critical later on in the tournament, just later on in the season. Because you want to play in these environments that put pressure on you, that are uncomfortable. It's an away game for them. They're playing a 5-0 team. Stuff like this builds your confidence, builds your ability to play against adversity, and that's what the Barons are learning here.
Right, and I totally agree. This is not the end of the road for them by any means if they lose today. It's not like you lose and you go home. They'll be 4-1, barring any unforeseen circumstances here, but they will be 4-1. That's still a good record. That's a very good record. That's
absolutely.
80% win percentage. That's still very good. And I think we'll hear from the Barons again. I think they'll be back.
No, they will be back for sure. Izzy comes in for Hall. Burns is going to inbound the ball here to either Sylvia or Jada. Two talented freshmen here. Jada is going to get the ball. She's going to pass to Sylvia. They're going to drive up here. Back over to Tago. Back to Folks. Folks is going to go to Izzy. Izzy goes to Tago. Tago takes her time, passes to Izzy to the corner, back to Folks, to the top of the key at Burns. Burns takes a shot.
Good rebound.
What a rebound there. Way to go, Hall. Or excuse me, Folks.
Wow, she might not be the tallest on the court, but wow, that was a big girl's rebound.
Yeah, a 5'4" as a freshman. That's talented, especially being right there under the bucket.
Right, and when you are as short as she is compared to the other players in the paint, you got to have some crafty tactics to get that ball in.
For sure, absolutely.
And it's body positioning that she used right there to get her hands on that ball and bring it back in.
yeah, despite the circumstances, you got to remain competitive. You got to keep your edge, and you got to find your edge sometimes. Figure out, okay, what do I have that they don't, that I can use to exploit the defense they're putting up against me. And she did that great, very successful on that play there.
And now they're going to break.
Jada back over to Fulks. Fulks has the ball. It's going to go over to Burns. Burns passes to Izzy. Izzy's in the corner again. She's going to come out to Schwartz. Schwartz to Fulks. Fulks to Jada. Back to Fulks at the top of the key, taking their time, probably running the clock right now. Oh.
Almost got pickpocketed there.
Absolutely. Oh, got a little hold up there, but not too concerning for the Warriors.
Yeah,
just go on defense here and get it back.
Just lost some ball control. You know, it happens to the best of them. When in doubt, just blame it on the ball.
Well, as we've seen tonight, the ball is not able to keep up with some of these players.
Sometimes the player's just too fast for the ball.
Absolutely. Wow. Oh, wow.
That was a
very athletic save there on that pass.
It doesn't result to anything for the Barons, but I mean, 2 minutes to go. What can we say to wrap this up? I mean, it's been a masterclass by WC today, showing that they can convert defense into offense flawlessly. While having some turnovers, they have had some turnovers that they gave back to the Barons, but I mean, they have operated well today as a team. It's not just a bunch of individuals. This is a close-knit team that plays together.
No, absolutely. Well, and as you see, you know, the Warriors they're still in the game for sure, but as you saw a breakaway there, you know, people know the Warriors are playing maybe a bit more relaxed now. They're still in it, but you can see that they're I don't want to say treating it as practice, but they're trying out new things. And when you put the swing players in, when you put the freshmen in, you're building that portfolio of talent.
Exactly. And part of that turnover might have been the announcer's curse. I don't know, because I was talking about, you know, they didn't have any turnovers. But, you know, yes, you don't want to say it's like practice, but in these situations, coaches are like, okay, let's work on these things. And you know it's practice. It's a live practice against live opponents. And I think that's good sometimes to have, because
absolutely
inter-squad scrimmages, I mean, you know each other, you know each other's weaknesses, you know each other's strengths. They don't know these girls very well. I mean, they've only been playing for 3.5 quarters. As we get inside a minute to go,
that was a great pass by Burns to Izzy, right under the bucket there. The Barons are going to lose the ball there.
Yeah, and that's been the story of the game today. You know, just unfortunate turnovers and forced passes that have just shot themselves in the foot.
Well, and as we saw early on with Weekly, stealing the passes, breaking them up, forcing them to make a pass that is maybe uncomfortable, and then the Warriors are able to come up with the ball.
Yeah.
That's I think one of the biggest things the Barons have struggled with is just the ball handling, that the passing plays here.
And I totally agree with your assessment, David. If you can't, you know, get the interception, you got to at least make your player uncomfortable. That's all you can do. So if your guy has the ball, you just got to make them uncomfortable. 42 seconds to go here. The Barons will shoot free throws.
But the Barons are, I mean, such a talented team. I mean, they have nothing to be ashamed of. I mean, they have played admirably. And like I said, just some of the, you know, I think the passing was really one of the big things that got them. You know, because if you take that out of the equation, I mean, they're looking solid. I mean, they're still solid right now.
Right.
Folks is going to have a great, great breakaway, but the Barons are able to, you know, just kind of smack that one out.
A little bit of a SWAT team there. But, yeah, I mean,
joint effort.
Like you're saying, the Barons are not a bad basketball team by any means. I mean, they came against a very, very good Warriors team today, and, you know, they just had one of those days. It didn't come off for them. You know, they'll go back to practice. They'll work on it. And, you know, they'll be back. It's not like they're fading away anytime soon.
For sure. And, I mean, as you've seen with Mike Daniels, I mean, they've been able to make changes. They've been able to come out, keep playing, even among, you know, some challenging and, you know, emotional series of events. You're down. This is your first loss of the season. That's not very happy thing, but they're able to make those changes. They're able to stay in the game, and they're able to do what they need to do to be competitive.
And that's credit to Coach Daniels, because it's hard to keep your players' heads in the game when they're down by as much as the Barons are. But kudos to them as the horn sounds, and that is it from the girls' varsity showdown, Worthington Christian.
For sure. So, quick recap. The Warriors did outstanding. Great offense, great defense. Just honestly spectacular gameplay. And I think, as we discussed, the Barons, I think as long as they do better on ball handling, they got it in the bag. And as we discussed, they have that ability to stay competitive, to improve upon this game, and they're going to be back for sure.
Right.
And they're going to be a power team.
Right. And Worthington Christian did play a good game today. They played very, very solid defense, and Coach Dawson loves that. Every basketball coach loves some good defense, so he'll be giving his players, some good jobs, some high fives, and in the end, Worthington Christian takes it 62 to 38.
Well, thank you for watching this broadcast. It was directed under Mr. Brian Bayless and Mr. David Stoll. Special shout out to Noah Pitzer, Stephen Reid, and most of all, Gabe. Very talented IT guys able to come out here, help us set up. And I'm David Reid.
And I'm Caleb Denorme, and we will see you tonight at 7:30?
I believe it's 7 o'clock. But
7 o'clock.
Yeah.
We're back here for the boys varsity game, so make sure, get on Facebook, watch it. We'll be here giving you all the analysis, all the play-by-play, everything you need to know. Right.
For sure. See you then.